Hey, welcome back to Daytime. Well, Easter is upon us, and it is a great time to get together with family and friends and celebrate. And for many people, that involves good food and possibly some good wine. Well, we brought in the experts. Jake Richards is here from Grape Expectations, as well as Chef Pascal from 20 Hobson Street in Cambridge. Welcome back to the show, gents.
Thank you. Thank you.
It is the season.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah. Now, you know what? I love this. We're going to talk about Easter and everything else, but you have a great story. I love your journey about talking about this one wine this week.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites. I brought the whole line. Randall Graham, the founder and president for life of Bonny Doon Vineyard, his was one of his wines, which is actually this one here, the Le Cigar, was one of the first bottles of wine that I seriously purchased. And it's just so kooky and fun-loving, and it just kind of took down all the snobbish part about wine that I'd always kind of associated with wine, and just I really related to it. And he's just a scream, and what he's doing now is just so much fun.
I don't know if they brought up, I think we have a picture of you with him, do we not?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, yeah, that was in Toronto at Jamie Kennedy's last fall. He did a seminar there on biodynamics, which we'll talk a little bit about as well.
Yeah. Well, people like that, I find that they, as you said, that they don't take it too seriously, but they do take it very seriously.
Right, exactly, yeah. Not to diminish the quality of the wine at all. It's some of the best wine out there, but he has fun with it. And, you know, it's not snobby about it, which is refreshing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and it provides an interesting read as well. I know that on this bottle, what's the back say here? In 1954, the Village Council of Châteauneuf-des-Papes was quite perturbed and apprehensive that flying saucers or flying cigars might do damage to their vineyards when they land there. And then he goes on to talk about how that they provided an ordinance basically banning UFOs from landing in their vineyards, and to this day it's been working quite well.
Yeah, yeah.
That they've been staying away. So I think that's great. It gives you something to read.
Yeah, yeah. He's a real rebel. He was one of the first people to go completely to the screw cap. And now what he's done, he's sold off his most profitable lines of wine, and he's gotten into biodynamics.
Wow. And you know what? I want to get into that, but I also want to get Chef Pascal cooking.
Absolutely.
What are we looking at today, sir?
We are going to make a salmon coulibiac.
Wow.
Perfect Easter dish.
Is it?
Yes. I involve salmons.
That's true. That's true. For the fish eaters out there, Good Friday coming up. For a lot of people, that means fish day, yeah. So this looks incredible. You have quite an assortment here.
What we're going to do, we're going to put layers of rice, couscous, salmon, boiled eggs, hard-boiled eggs, and some sautéed mushroom and shallots in a white wine.
Wow.
The salmon has been poached already in white wine and some paprika and some fresh herbs.
Right.
And it's just a combination of all the flavor wrapped in a puff pastry.
It sounds
just
incredible.
amazing.
So how would you go about layering it then?
Okay, we're going to start with a little bit of couscous. Like so at the bottom.
So you are literally just going to layer this?
Yes.
And then so while it's cooking, everything just kind of starts to blend together?
Exactly, yes.
Wow,
We're going to put a little bit of salmon.
Now, are you a Pacific or an Atlantic fan?
It's an Atlantic.
This is an Atlantic salmon.
Canadian.
Canadian Atlantic salmon.
Mm-hmm.
And is that just a normal puff pastry or phyllo? Or?
No, it's just a regular puff pastry you can buy at the store. Like, I don't want to say any.
And then so now you're putting on, this is mushrooms and
the mushrooms and the shallots, yes.
Wow. Wow.
We're going to add a little bit of butter.
Well, you have to.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's that low-fat butter, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's good for you.
Next, we're going to put some eggs.
So what do the eggs bring to the mix?
I'm not too sure. It's a Russian dish. They used to put the spine from the what do you call that fish? Sturgeon fish. They used to dry that and put that inside. As must have like a really strong, smoky, fishy flavor. Yeah. I never had that, but that's the way it's supposed to be.
And then we just keep.
Gonna put a little bit of tarragon, a little bit of parsley.
All right. So while he's stacking, why don't you tell us about these biodynamic wines?
Okay. Biodynamic wines are largely organic wines, but a little bit more to it. It goes back to teachings of Rudolf Steiner, who's an Austrian engineer, I believe. And it's essentially the belief that the vineyard should be its own self-sustaining organism, its own little mini ecosystem,
right.
So that nothing from outside of the vineyard is brought in. Usually there's animals around, anything that they use in the compost comes right from the vineyard. And it's really taken off, and it's become quite successful. And one of the major things to it is a lot of each step of the winemaking process is done according to lunar phases. Mm-hmm. So when you think of an ascending moon and the sap comes up through the tree or through the vine, and then the descending moon and the sap lowers into the vine, that's when they'll prune. And it kind of makes sense. Think about tides or spring tides when the moon and the sun are kind of aligned and the magnetic pull on the earth is at its strongest. So there's a lot to it. It's quite new. People are a little apprehensive about it because they don't quite understand it, but it's the wines that are biodynamically made score really, really well in Wine Spectator and that sort of thing.
Well, that's incredible. Well, and we're creating something here, and through the magic of television, we have the finished product back here. I just want to show that because unfortunately we're out of time, gents. Okay. But I just want to quickly show our finished product because this looks incredible, and it just flattens all out, and it's probably amazing. We are going to cut this up and serve it up and have a little wine, have a break, and come on back. We'll have more daytime after this.